Hello, everyone. Current vibe is quite sleepy. We did the words today. There's only 1 week left now. That's kind of exciting. But we did most of our words at night, and possibly stayed up past our bedtime. I don't remember actually. I don't think I stayed up that late, but I'm very tired right now, and I think I'm gonna go to bed after doing this, and then we'll have to write through the day tomorrow. We'll have to find the time. We'll be more conscious of the fact that we need to specifically make time for this, and we won't necessarily get it if we don't try. Anyway, I don't know anything of the quality of what we've written. Hopefully, I'll be pleasantly surprised. We just got a lot of conversations between the group as we pull them together. I'm just gonna go straight into it because sooner I get finished, sooner I get to go to bed. Oh, this is day 23, by the way. Don't think I said. Day 23. Tomorrow is day 24. There will be 7 days. Wait. Tired math. Forget it. I'm not even. Okay. We're starting. Well, he's affected, isn't he? Zach told her. It's probably all kinds of crazy. Not this kind of crazy. I know this kind of crazy, and it's just you. Hang on. She'd been barely able to hear Rob speaking. Sorry, Rob, what was that? Rob told her he climbed out of a window. He climbed out of a window, she angrily relayed. Why do you think I have anything to do with this? Zach was partly genuinely confused and partly annoyed that his comrade seemed to be implying he was predictable, something he took great strides to avoid being. I'm going to put Zach on the phone. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to put Zach on the phone. April decided out loud. She's talking to Rob, but we should probably write that down. Don't put Zach on the phone, Zach told her. April attempted to hand him the phone and was quite annoyed when he flinched away backwards. Why won't you talk to him? I don't want to. I kind of like this completely unplanned thing we've added where Rob is extremely gullible. I mean, he's going through a vulnerable time, I suppose. On the other end of the phone, Rob was now listening to a distant argument between Zach and April. He wondered if calling them when he had a problem might have been a bad idea. He wondered if calling them while I don't know how to make this sentence work, but we're just going to read it as it is. He wondered if calling them when he had a problem might have been a terrible idea. While the noise continued in the background, he'd made his way out of the dingy corner by the bins and over the fence, searching for whatever. Okay. He'd made his way out of the corner by the bins, over to the fence, but not. Okay. Searching for whatever bit Zach claimed to have climbed. It all looked pretty impenetrable. Soon he realised he lived there, didn't need to climb any fence. That's why I was confused when I thought he'd climbed the fence. Hello? The phone called, its tone tinged with a hint of fear and anger, as if the voice's owner was under duress. Zach? Rob questioned. Sure, Rob. What do you need? He feigned interest. He explained himself. I'm 70% sure someone just broke into my flat. Did you see him? He's interested twice in a row. Zach couldn't help but be a little bit interested. No. The follow-up question was sure to be, how do you know then? He preempted it. I did the thing with hair from the spy films on the window, where you take one hair and... Oh. Evidently Zach understood. Does that work? Is that a real thing? Zach had absolutely no idea. We'd seen the same films Rob had. Sure, seems legit. You're okay though? I think so. I didn't sleep last night. Maybe they saw I was awake and wandered off. He was still trying to reason it out in his mind. Okay, maybe? Hang on. I got out, but all my stuff's still in there. Rob continued to explain the situation as he made his way out of the compound and down the street, walking entirely without direction. What do I do now? Where do I go? I said, hang on. I'm going to put you on hold. Zach considered the newly resurfacing Rob situation. He realised he did feel a sense of camaraderie with the guy whenever he wasn't trying as hard as he could to forget him. He also quickly realised that if his phone had a hold function, he did not know how to use it. Instead, he put the phone on the table and walked away from it, over to April. What are you doing? She asked, more confused than curious. Team talk, he explained. About the Rob situation. What's the Rob situation? April, not existing entirely within Zach's head, often fell behind him. Rob is. He's run away from home. Zach was obviously conflicted on whatever he thought the issue was. You should probably tell him to run back, April decided quickly. He listens to you, apparently. Zach's expression made it obvious that he disapproved. It took him another moment to mull over a verbal response. We're already moving today. Maybe while we're out we could pick him up? Scene change. Zach, what's happening? Zach? Zach? Hello? Rob was now listening to nothing at all. April considered the proposal. It was hard to ignore the fact that in a completely Robless environment, they'd both probably have died. Of a myriad concerns, she settled on. We got plans today. We don't need to change him. He can wait in, Zach told her. April still wasn't convinced. Putting a lot of trust in this guy we don't really know. He did right by us at the tower, Zach shrugged. And I know he doesn't like cops much more than I do. That statement raised another alarm. You've broken his brain, haven't you? He's too impressionable. You're a terrible influence. We'll share, Zach laughed. You can be the angel on one shoulder, I'll be the devil on the other. April smiled as much as she thought she could get away with before it began to hurt, then moved rapidly on to the next issue. We've no space for him. Rob was indeed kind of hefty. We'll put him on a diet, he told her confidently. We'll be responsible owners. It wasn't exactly what April had meant, but it hadn't been a big deal regardless. There would be space enough. There was the one enormous, pressing issue to contend with, however. What about the thing? Tussaud. What thing? She leaned in to whisper, not wanting to say it. He's affected. Zach considered reminding April she had a lot of the same problems, but thought better of it. Get out of here, Green Line. The way I see it, he's on the way out, right? April raised a single eyebrow, and Zach realized even he didn't like how that sentence was going. Not that he's expendable, just that he's, it wouldn't be a tragedy if we let him do the really hard bits. She kept staring. He's tough, right? He's tough, and he handled himself pretty well, and if he goes down, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, family? April wanted to object to this, but found herself worryingly at home with the idea. All she could muster was, we're going to be terrible parents. That seemed to be that. He tucked her around, and now the two of them were adopting an adult man. Rob wandered off the road and through a nearby park, fearing potential cameras staring from every building. Even the trees in the park had taken on a sinister connotation, and every stranger he passed as he walked was a potential enemy. The other end of the phone line was silent. He wondered if he should hang up. Finally, the device started to produce sounds again. Rob, you still there? Zach reappeared on the line. I'm still here, Rob told him. I'm in the park. Which park? April interjected. Rob realized then he was on speaker. What? What park, mate? Zach reiterated. We're coming to get you. Even though Rob had never before witnessed the spectacle of Zach's awful driving, he recognized immediately it must be in the pilot's seat as the van careened across both lanes, through the parking space he'd been aiming at and halfway onto the pavement. Very nearly nudging a concerned-looking passerby, who despite the obvious danger would not allow himself to be hurried. Happy with his parking job, Zach leapt out of the vehicle and started down the packed path. April undid her seatbelt and calmly switched herself into the driver's seat for the journey home. Rob, he called. Rob hadn't been sure his hiding spot had been up to much before Zach had failed to spot him. He was sitting on a park bench between two strangers, pretending to read a newspaper. As Zach was about to walk by, Rob stood, immediately causing him to retreat most of the way to the van. Rob managed to get out quick. All right, Zach, before the man retreated out of earshot. We could just change this to fled. Let's just quickly. Fled out of earshot. If it's something as easy as changing one word and it doesn't reduce the word count, we can do that while we're doing this bit. Following the brief sprint, Zach stopped dead, leaning casually against a tree and offering a friendly wave. All right, Rob. Immediately, Rob found himself regretting everything. Nonetheless, he made his way over. He was still unsure on a lot of the details of the situation. So what's going on? We had a team talk, and we all reckon if you're in danger and you've got nowhere else to hide out, you might as well come with us, Zach explained, transitioning into an open arm gesture. Welcome to the family, family! Rob wasn't sure if Zach was going in for a hug. He did not oblige, keeping a cautious distance. Back to the weird basement then. Nah, we were just renting. You live in the truck for now. Excuse me? He was already leaving. Can't go getting too attached to places, not if you don't want to get caught. We live on the road, my guy. Yeah, but Rob struggled to get a word in edgeways, fast walking to the point of almost having to break into a jog to keep up with Zach, who'd had a good head start and was naturally pacey. Is pacey a word? Pacey was not registered as a word by Microsoft Word. I'm using it anyway. Can be my word, I like it. I've heard people call things pacey. We can never go home, Zach informed him, but what we can do is go anywhere we want. What about my stuff? Zach reached the van and attempted to climb inside without looking. April shoved him back out again, informing him that the driver and passenger were switching roles. This was non-negotiable. Not missing a beat, Zach continued to inform his new friend on the present situation. Give me a list of stuff you can't live without. Anything else we'll replace. I'll stop by and pick it up. It won't be tonight. We're out tonight, April added through the now open door. Hi, Rob, she waved. All right, April. Rob waved back. You're in the back, she told him, on a more business-like note. Zach pointed him in the right direction in case he couldn't find the back. I've still got a lot of questions. Well, Rob was still entirely certain that this was the worst idea of all time, and had been hoping beyond hope that again April could assuage some of the doubt. We'll, April started, being cut off as Zach pushed her door closed. He answered for her. We'll answer on the road. I think we're double packed. I don't think you're packed at all, Rob informed him, but he wasn't listening. That's where we are today. That was fine. We got a lot of Zach, a fair amount of April. Not much Rob. He's mostly just reacting right now. We do want Rob to be, I don't know, he's kind of the everyman, but he also is definitely his own character, and we want him to show that in the future. I guess right now it's still reeling to keep up with the situation. I think we're gonna do a big formal introduction of all the members of the group next time. I think that will. I left off there. We're only like 5 or so words over. I was gonna try and get my 400 words I didn't write yesterday back, but I decided not to. Yeah, I think we're launching straight into a big group, a big description of all the members. I kind of after that it's tricky. I wanted so the two bits that I've got that I'm thinking possibly gonna come up next. Basically one would be the group just meeting an interesting character, and the other would be um a heist. Because I wanted to show off that Zach, in terms of like, he's the facilitator character. He can open doors. He can start situations. He can get everyone to where they need to be, but he can't really do much himself. I figured if we showed the team being very successful, just Zach and April, just putting on a clinic, perfect heist. Not like a difficult heist, but you know, the stealer thing. It goes very well. Just as a baseline for like, they're not entirely useless. They can do a thing right if they need to. If they're fully within the wheelhouse, they can actually do a thing. Um, and then I think after that we might go into meeting interesting character. Not 100% sure about character. Just something we got uh, rolling around up there. Yeah. I wasn't sure which thing I should do next, but the more I think about it, the more I feel like heist should take priority. Okay, that's about all. Thank you for being here. I am going to upload this and then I'm going to go to bed. Have a nice day.